Hello and welcome everybody to another fun-filled evening of World of Warships Legends. We are playing some arena games tonight. So I think a week or so ago there was some Tier 4 arena action, and then the following week was Tier 5. So we'll do, since I had a couple of short games that were pretty decent, we'll just do 2 games in one video and spoil you with so much fun, right? We will collect the buff, consumable, whatever you want to call this, on the map and give away our position. They know where we're at now when you collect those, but that's not a big deal because everyone kind of knows that everyone spawns in the corners, and so that one's not as critical. But sometimes some of the other ones I like to avoid, depending on what they are in the situation, so that I don't give away my position. So, for example, here, do I really want to go out of my way to get that? You know, it is a reload, so that is kind of probably the more, at least in my opinion, the more valuable of these. You know, the buffs. I don't know what to call these things. But yeah, so you get a reload buff for picking this one up, so we'll go for it. It's not as big of a deal for us, but you know, we've got 2 cruisers backing us up, and it'll help them out quite a bit. So we'll pick this up. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So this Okhotnik, it's the Soviet Tier 4. It is a premium destroyer. This one's a lot of fun. You get it's so long, and it's just like this long row of guns all across the back of the boat. And then also 4 torpedo launchers of 3 each, which is just insane for a Tier 4. So 12 torpedoes you can dump. I just did a video on a Tier 8 Kitakaze that can dump 12 torpedoes. You know, that's 12 torpedoes too, with having to use a reload booster. But the downfall here is, you know, they're not quite as strong, and there's like hardly any range on these. It's like, I think even with some like commander buffs, I've got them up to it's like 4.7, so maybe they either start at 4 or 4.5 kilometer range for a torpedo. So it kind of forces you to play aggressive, I would say, with this ship, which is like fine. I mean, it doesn't force you to, but it's more fun to play aggressive with a ship like this. You know, if you can't use your torpedoes on a destroyer, like what good is that, right? All right, so we'll see if we can't get into the zone. We still haven't gotten spotted. I'm trying to slow down and make sure I pick up that second reload booster for everybody. All right, so I have my suspicions. That destroyer's there. Yep, there he is.
Engine boost deactivated.
Mistral. So if he turns in towards us, he's going to have some torpedoes here. We're going to sent his way. And then, yeah, like, concealment's not that great either. Like, you know, we get spotted before any of these guys probably are. We get a couple of reach-around hits there. And we'll see if we can't turn back towards him where the action is. Now we've probably got some people on this side, just based on me being spotted and the consumables being picked up, right? So we're keeping an eye on the map and watching when those disappear. We know somebody's over there. The buffs, whatever you want to call them. I want to call them consumables, but they're not consumables. Like, they last the whole game.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Alright. Being patient, kind of slowed down there, assuming he was going to send his torpedoes towards us. And then we get the spot on him, so this is where we shine, right? Coming around the corner. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. All these torpedoes are gonna be for you. Come on. We missed with those first 2 salvos. This is where I'm like, alright, these extra torpedoes. We needed all 12 there to get that kill. That's our testament to our skill level. Staying in the zone. Now we're actually getting capture though. Nobody else is in here with us, at least for the time being. 3 ships down in the game. We still have all 3 of our guys though, so that's nice. So the pink team is probably going to be our biggest challengers here for the time being, at least since they still have all their ships. Alright, so I'm going to, so my thought process here is I'm going to go move over by where our cruisers are. Because they can help me and I can help them, right? Stick together. And this one that's also in the zone right now, I imagine, is probably getting shot at quite a bit. Oh, he's at least getting torpedoes. And Bar 10. It's a tough ship to play with. Other, you know, a lot of people like it. A lot of people like the you know, you can get, people say you can get good Citadel hits with it, but I'm always the one that is receiving Citadel hits when I'm in that ship, so that's why I don't like it. Hawkins, this would be a good one to shoot AP at, so we switch here. Then of course he's probably going to turn in. Oh, we get a fire though. And never mind, nope, somebody's just going to kill him. That's what's going to happen. Nice job, but yeah, so the Hawkins has got, you know, that's a good ship to shoot AP rounds at, especially broadside. I have discovered you can get some decent Citadel hits with this destroyer against cruisers. It works pretty good. Alright, so they've most likely they're, you know, I'm eyeing up that smoke screen up in front of us, and I think it's how our cruiser is sending torpedoes into it. I am guessing he suspects something is in there too, but he's quite a bit out of our, that smoke screen is quite a bit out of our range. So a lot of times I'll check the map view, because you can see the smoke screens on the map, on the main map. You can't see them on the mini map right now, but if you go to the map view, you can see smoke screens, right? So, and then I kind of come back in and look at the mini map and see if my torpedo range would actually, you know, extend to there. But I know that that was just way too far out, right? But if something doesn't happen here, we are going to get the cap. Biggest thing would be our teammate leaving the zone. Alright, we get the cap. So part of the reason I like Arena is it's XP based, right? So you don't have to get wins. You just have to do things like hit enemies with your guns and stuff like that. So it is kind of nice that you can progress and move up the rewards tree just by playing, right? So we didn't even take the leaderboard there, just barely though. But 1400 XP, that's pretty good for Tier 4 Arena. Yeah, we'll take it. I'll real quick go through how I have the commander set up here. I'm using this specialty one mostly just because I happen to have gotten it out of like a crate like a year ago or something. So we'll upgrade him a little bit if we can. But basically I've got, you know, torpedo range to help us out there. Speed. See detectability range. I mean, honestly, at this tier, like you could do a more gun focused build just because the ship does have a lot of guns too. But I like the torpedoes too because you get a lot of torpedoes too. And you could do smoke screen there too. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But so we will play. So I just happened to have another video that I recently did with. Like the following week that was also Arena, but it's Tier 5, so I wanted to play with my Fubuki, if you know what I mean. So we will watch that game too. And we are in Greece again. Fun times, you guys. If you look at the instructions in the top right there, it says everyone go to the middle all at once. That's how I read that. That's how you play this game variant, right? Fubuki is a significant upgrade over the I'm going to stop trying to say the name of that Soviet destroyer. But yes, big upgrade when it comes to torpedoes here. So you get 3 launchers that will go, I think they're like 8 or 10 kilometers for Tier 5, which is awesome, right? And yeah, 3 launchers of 3, so you're still at 9. So it's only 3 less. But they're much better and go much further. And really quick reload too for Tier 5 destroyer. So definitely want to outfit your commander and set your build up for Fubuki with you know, torpedo focused. Torpedo and concealment, I think, is kind of the route I took. But I will again go through the how I set up the commander very briefly at the end. So same situation happened here. Like if this wasn't like a turret reload boost, you know, buff, I probably would have just kept going for the zone. You know, and like the other thing too with Arena is like, you know, if you want to play conservative, right? But to me, I'm like, I'd rather play aggressive and get that XP, especially since it's not, you know, it's not high tiers, right? So you're at lower risk of like losing credits, you know. So I'm almost like, this is almost a good game variant to just have fun. Like it's because it's hard to win too, you know. You get four teams, so like you're, you know, if you think about you know, one team against another, like standard match, it's, you know, maybe 50-50 chance you'll win, you know, if you want to roll the dice. But here it's 1 in 4, so I say have fun with it. And it's XP based, right? So as long as you're doing stuff, Arena is experience based to help you get to the, you know, the higher reward tiers where you get more rewards the more XP you get. So it's just a matter of playing. We'll see if we can get around this island. This will both help spot for our team, since we got battleships with us, and also give us hopefully some decent torpedo angles here. And potentially steal this second reload booster this side of the map. Of course, yes, it's going to give away our position. You know, if people are paying attention to that. You know, not everybody pays attention. We'll fire a couple of rockets. It looks like both of these ships are kind of both heading in the same general direction. But I will hold on to one. So it is kind of smart to, if I would have held on to a rack of torpedoes, to space it out just a little bit, because that way, if you do trigger a flood, that way, hopefully the battleship that you've shot at and flooded has used his damage control up, and then you can get a second flood that will flood for a long time, right? So that's kind of the idea behind the spreading out your torpedo shots, which I did not do. So he is going to die because we hit him. So everything I just said makes no sense because we got enough hits on him. But it took five torpedo hits to bring him down, right? But ideally, it's a little bit smarter and a little bit more conservative to hold on to a rack of torpedoes and space it out a little bit. You know, give yourself like 30 seconds in between, and that way you can trigger flood on that second wave, right? So this guy's going to give us a little bit of trouble, so we will set our smoke screen here. I'm going to guess he's going to see it, right? Because it's not too hard to spot. See if we can't get ourselves angled here a little bit so that we can send some lucky torpedoes. And he must be coming in, so we'll have to hope for the best here with these. Otherwise, it's going to be engine boost and run away. Typically, I'm out, you know, you don't have the greatest guns with this ship. You know, it's just enough to annoy people. I also don't want to waste my smoke screen. I don't want to give the other guy a free smoke screen. Alright, we got pretty lucky there. And yep, so he fired his torpedoes as well. So like don't stand, you know, that was kind of my thought process behind moving as well. Was to not be in the same spot that I was when I got spotted, right? Because he's gonna send torpedoes directly at me, right? Now, if we get the cap here, this will be the easiest game. Well, I mean, no, not. I mean, we took no damage, right? This will have been a pretty quick and easy game. All right, we're getting spotted. We're gonna need some action here. All right. Hey, let's see if we can't swing and get these torpedoes off at this guy. And I could just like duck in here and just hide. Yep. There's this. You kind of just almost have to assume that, you know, if you get spotted by a destroyer, they've sent some towards you. So, you know, don't set yourself up to, like, go broadside. You know, time it out a little bit. Alright, so let's back up. I mean, you know, with us being so close to capping this zone, we can assume that he's going to have, you know, if they want to keep playing, they're going to have to, you know, we're forcing them to come into the zone or something, you know, so see a smoke screen coming up here. There's no way he's not coming in here. Right? Right? Yeah, we get the zone anyway. But that's the other thing too, so it's not always advantageous to just cap the zone in arena, because if you go in and get it and don't do any like damage, like your XP is going to be like low, right? And the whole point is to get experience. So it's not worth going in just capping it just to cap it. But that was a good game for us, 2800. We kind of gave everybody else a piss poor game XP wise, but that was good for us, right? Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We have more videos on the way.